Real quick before I start this video, I did want to say that I have launched a Patreon page to counteract the 30% cut of all donations that YouTube takes. So I decided to do this because YouTube has just been running my fucking pockets with donations, and I think it's not fair to you guys when you think you're giving, let's say, 20 bucks to me, and then YouTube takes damn near half of it, and you're really giving money to YouTube. There's a better way to donate. So either way, there's a lot of different perks for Patreon supporters. Bit of a sellout moment here, but for people who pledge $40 or more, this is the highest example that I have, the highest tier there is. I do dinner dates, so I'll get on Skype, video call, we'll have dinner together. It's very cute. You can also get me to say things in videos, draw things. Anyone who pledges any amount will get a follow on any social media. Doesn't matter if it's $1 or $1 million. All you got to do is just DM me after you've pledged. But either way, just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. From now on my live streams, I'm going to have Super Chat disabled, so you won't be able to donate directly through YouTube, and instead it will be going through Patreon. So link will be in the description or on the screen right now. Thanks everybody for considering it. Whether you do it or not, you don't have to, but appreciate it in advance. Thank you guys, and enjoy the video. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a fucking banger. Before I dive into that, I do want to mention a couple things. First off, I apologize for not uploading for the past 4 or 5 days. I've been kind of sick. It hasn't been fun, and low-key, I think my bong got me sick because it was really dirty, so I had to clean it. But either way, fuck that shit. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do. Also, follow Higgs on Instagram. Link will be in the description. There's some good, how would I put it? There's some good personality-related content on there. Adult personality-related content. So if you're under 18, then I cannot promote this to you. But if you are over 18, go follow her. Either way, hope you guys enjoy. Let's dive right into it. So, buying Molly on the deep web. Now, I want to say here that I'm not encouraging anyone to go try this, really try buying anything on the deep web, because it's not a very good idea, and in my opinion, it's not really worth it most of the time, because the risk versus reward factor is not that great. So for anyone watching this video thinking, as soon as I close this fucking tab, Goblin, I'm totally gonna buy a P or two of meth off fucking whatever market, Dream Market, Hansa. Actually, Hansa's dead now, but Dream Market, and I don't know what markets there are anymore. I haven't ordered in a while. But either way, without further ado, let's get the fuck into it. So this happened a long time ago. This happened probably 2 years ago, over 2 years ago at this point, in summer of 2016. And at this point in time, I will admit, I was selling a little bit here and there, but it was mainly weed. My current plug for weed at the time wasn't really selling, well, he was selling in large amounts, but he wasn't selling at prices that I could afford to make a profit at. So I started resorting to re-upping off the deep web and then just going to my in-person plug for the good weed that I wanted to smoke. And that kind of broadened my horizon. As I was buying shit on the deep web, I was looking at these other listings and just thinking about it. And originally, when I first started buying on the deep web, I was like, well, I'm only going to stick to weed, and I'm going to buy, kind of smaller amounts, at the most half pound at a time. That's how I started, and that sounds like a lot, but you can get some really, really cheap quality weed on the deep web. So a half pound, you can get a HP for 800 easily, no question asked. But either way, I started off and I was originally okay, I'm only going to be buying weed because I'm probably not going to get popped. If I do get caught, it won't be nearly as bad of a charge because it's just weed. I'll still get I don't remember exactly what the charge is for sending drugs through the mail. I think it's it counts as trafficking, and it also, there's some separate charge, I don't remember what it's called, that is a felony for sending drugs through the mail. I don't remember what it is though. So if any of you guys are feds watching this video, want to comment and share your fed knowledge, then go ahead. But either way, I was scrolling through listings one day, and, I was looking around, planning around, and, this is really where I fucked up, because typically I would spread out my orders and only order one thing at a time. I'd order enough to last me for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'd order just one thing. I wouldn't get multiple packages from different people or anything. But as I was scrolling through to re-up this time around, I noticed that there was a few listings for Molly at some pretty unbelievable prices, and I was like, there's no way that this is legit legit, but he had good reviews. But you also got to watch out, because what vendors will do is make shill accounts and, just buy from themselves with their own money and then review themselves and be like, yo, great stuff, bro. So I was a little skeptical. I was like, this is almost too good to be true. And what the listing in particular that I was looking at was advertising was an 8 tamale for $65. That includes shipping. So let me put that into perspective for those of you guys who aren't from the US, because I know that Mali can be really cheap in some parts of Europe. Around where I am, a gram of Mali, at the cheapest, you're going to get like $70, maybe $80 for 1 gram, right? That's like the absolute lowest that I could personally find. So in comparison, to get over triple the amount for the same price as if I were to go buy it locally, I damn near shit a brick. I was like, that's some serious shit right there. So, I'm thinking about it. I placed my order for the bud that I was going to buy. I always typically bought off the same guy. Hats off to you, my dude. And I haven't heard from him in a while, but hats off to him. We didn't have a personal relationship, but it felt personal every time I got the package. It felt very personal. But either way, I'm thinking about it. I already placed my order for my weed, and I was like, this is almost too good to pass up, because if worst comes to worst, I only lose like $60. But if I actually get this and it's some real legit shit, this is going to be amazing, right? So I figured, fuck it, I'm going to place the order. I thought nothing else of it. I bought this on Hansa at the time, FYI. This was right before Hansa shut, or actually no, Hansa shut down in 2017. Never mind. This was when Hansa was like not quite shut down yet, but it wasn't like up there either. I feel like Hansa peaked in popularity at like beginning in 2017 before it shut down. But either way, this was when it was still like kind of small and Alphabet was still a thing. So either way, I placed the order. I think nothing of it. I didn't even bother looking at the description or the shipping time. I was like, whatever. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Fuck it. I don't care. So I wait around, time passes by. Let's say I think it was probably like 4 or 5 days had passed by, and I'd already got my package, already got my weed at that point, but my Molly wasn't there yet. So I was a little worried, but I was like, different vendor. My weed guy always gets it to me within like 2 or 3 days usually, super quick. So maybe this guy's just a little slower. And here's a little tip, all right? I'm not recommending you order on the dark web, but for those of you guys that live in the US or really in any respective country, always try to order from someone who is shipping from your own country. Domestic shipping is very important, because as soon as your package goes through customs, you've got a big concern. You got a problem, because customs does not fuck around. Your local UPS guys and USPS guys, they fuck around. But the custom guys, no games with them. They don't fuck around. So it's much harder to slip shit through customs. Well, I don't want to say much harder, but you're much more likely to get in trouble getting something shipped internationally as opposed to domestically. So either way, back on topic. Time passes by. I think nothing of it. Maybe about another 3 days pass after that initial 4 to 5 day wait, and finally I get a little tiny envelope in the mail. Not like a literal envelope. It was like one of those, I don't know what the fuck, like those bigger envelopes, the sealed ones with the bubble wrap on the inside. You know what I'm talking about. Those yellow ones, big ones. You know exactly what I mean. So I see that in my mailbox, and I'm like, yo, is this for real right now? Like, this was my first time ever ordering something that wasn't weed on the deep web. So I was like, oh shit. Like, I was kind of nervous, even though it was really the same thing. Like, there was no difference. Like, I just ordered a fucking half pound of weed, and I wasn't giving a shit about that. But as soon as a little bit of Molly came through, I was like shitting bricks. It was just the concept of it, And for those of you guys who have ordered on the deep web, you'll probably relate to that feeling of your first package coming in and you just like shitting bricks. Like, you're just like, oh my God. Like, no matter how good your OPSEC is, no matter how good you secured yourself and whatever, you're still just sitting there like, oh my God, like this is really coming, So either way, I was a little nervous. I was like, yo, this is going to be crazy if this is real. So I grabbed that envelope, run back into my house. I'm like a kid on fucking Christmas. I bust it open. He's got this double Mylar, super nice setup, and he even had labels on the bags. I don't remember what he labeled them. I think he labeled it some stupid shit, like fucking some DVDs, and he had like names of like different things on each of the layers of Mylar. It made no sense. It was like cool, but it was almost too much effort on his part. Like, bro, you didn't have to label every layer. Like, they're probably going to see that there's not a DVD in every layer. But either way, he fucking did it. So, I open the package up, rip open that Mylar, and there's a beautiful, I'm talking yellow, but not like piss yellow, just a nice, like, bright yellowy kind of almost like see-through kind of, just this nice yellow tinted Molly. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, wow, this actually looks really good. It wasn't powdered. It wasn't ground up. Like, this was some rocks for the most part. This was some straight crystal, I was like, wow, this shit looks amazing. Now, this is my word of warning. Don't try this at home, kids. But I didn't have a testing kit at the time. And I was like, all right, well, there's only one way to find out if this is fucking meth or some shit, I gotta do it. So what I ended up doing was I busted out my scale, and let me tell you guys right now, capping up Molly and scaling out Molly is the most fucking AIDS activity ever. I don't care what anyone tries to tell me. Capping up Molly is absolute AIDS. It sucks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I prepped for this day. I went to Walgreens and grabbed those little like cinnamon vitamin capsules and just emptied them out, right? Just emptied them all, even though I had way more than I ever needed. I didn't really know how much I was going to need, so I just got a fat fucking thing of them. So I start capping it up, I'm scaling it out, and I'm putting about 0.22 to 0.25 in each cap. And then I did a couple 0.1 caps just in case. And I figured, all right, I'm going to test the 0.1s just to be on the safe side, because I didn't even really feel like rolling. But I felt, I wasn't a big Molly guy. It's not like a frequent thing to do for me. So I was planning on selling it anyways, but it was like, I still wanted to do a little bit of it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a Molly guy. Even though I ordered a little amount, I was still going to sell that little amount because the profit margin was too great for me to pass up. But either way, after I finished capping it all up, I take a little 0.1 cap and just slam it down the hatch. I thought nothing of it, and I had no plans. I was just going to sit there and play games and see if I started rolling balls. I wasn't going to go out. I wasn't going to do anything. And, maybe 30 minutes or so pass, and let me tell you, this feeling was incredible. Like, it wasn't that different from any of my other Molly experiences because at the end of the day, it's still the same drug. But it was almost like a placebo effect from me not expecting it to really be Molly. Like, even after I saw it and scaled it and capped it, still in the back of my head, I was like, this is too good to be true. Like, there's no way. This has to be cut. And as I was slowly kind of coming into this role, it really just overtook me. Like, I started kind of sweating in my chair a little bit. I didn't really notice, I wasn't focusing on how I was feeling, but in between games I was playing, I was just feeling fucking amazing. And even during these games, I started sweating. I started just getting that kind of almost like, it feels like you just pour like hot chocolate through your veins, if that makes any sense. Like, when you drink hot chocolate and it's cold as fuck out, and that feeling down, like when it goes down the back of your throat, that feeling, you get that chocolatey warmth, and it's just great. That no homo, by the way, but it's just great. It feels like that, but like pumping through your veins, if that makes any sense. Like, I just felt fucking spectacular, and I'm just sitting there, I'm banging music at this point. I wasn't even changing the playlist. Like, it wasn't even on my playlist. I was on YouTube watching music videos on one monitor, and I was playing League on the other one. And let me tell you, there were some probably shit songs that were playing, but I thought every song I was hearing was great. I was just jamming out, playing some games, and, I wasn't rolling super hard, but I think I felt as if I was rolling harder than I was because of that placebo, because of being caught so off guard. Because every other time I'd done Molly, it was like, oh yeah, okay, I know what's about to happen, except for my first time. And this time around, I really didn't know. Like, I had no idea. I didn't trust this guy who sent it to me. I'd never encountered him before. It was a different vendor than the guy who sold me weed. And I was a little worried. And let me tell you, after this was all said and done, I left a glowing review on this man's fucking Hansa page. I left a spectacular review on that shit. Like, I'm talking God tier review, baby. 5 stars, amazing shit, phenomenal. I don't remember if Hansa was stars or if it was the 10 out of, like, 1 to 10 score system. I don't remember. I think it was the stars. I think it was out of 5, like 5 stars, if I remember correctly. But I left him the best review I could give him, nevertheless. And let me tell you, this shit was just mwah, exquisite. Like, I truly, I don't want to say I've never had better Molly, because I feel like as long as you're getting real Molly that's decently quality, the kind of differences are very minute, as opposed to differences between good weed and bad weed. But, you know, it's still, it was really up there in terms of memorable experiences, just solely because I didn't expect it. It just caught me off guard. So either way, that's my story about my first time getting Molly through the deep web. I do not recommend doing this. Don't try this at home, guys. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.